The long-range sensors aboard the International Space Station, Artemis, picked up the first signs of trouble during a routine scan of the Kuiper Belt. Dr. Sarah Chen was reviewing the data when her coffee mug slipped from her fingers, shattering against the station's deck. The readings couldn't be right. Hundreds of massive objects were decelerating from near-light speed, their energy signatures far beyond anything humanity had ever encountered. Within hours, the highest levels of Earth's governments convened in emergency session. The objects were clearly artificial, a vast armada of ships stretching across several astronomical units. Humanity had just discovered it wasn't alone in the universe, and first contact was coming whether they were ready or not. Admiral James Rodriguez stood in a classified underwater facility beneath the Pacific Ocean, staring through reinforced windows at humanity's secret weapon. The ISS Hyperion gleamed under the harsh lights, its crystalline hull incorporating technologies that officially shouldn't exist for another century. The ship represented a breakthrough in human engineering, the successful reverse engineering of a crashed alien scout ship found in Antarctica 50 years ago. They're broadcasting on all frequencies, Lieutenant Emma Patel reported from her station in the command center. The message is being transmitted in over 600 Earth languages. The alien transmission filled the facility's speakers. Primitive species of Sol 3, your planet has been claimed by the Vanduul hierarchy. Your unauthorized technological development has been noted. Surrender your military and industrial capabilities immediately. Resistance will result in planetary sterilization. You have 6 Earth hours to comply. Admiral Rodriguez's jaw tightened. Humanity had hoped first contact would be peaceful, but they hadn't been naive. The Hyperion project was proof of that. How many ships in their fleet, Lieutenant? Over 300 capital ships detected, sir. Smallest one is roughly the size of Manhattan. Rodriguez nodded grimly. The Hyperion was barely a quarter of that size, but size wasn't everything. Initiate Protocol Omega. Wake up Aria. Deep within Hyperion's quantum core, the Advanced Recursive Intelligence Array, ARIA, came online. Unlike traditional AI systems, ARIA was built using principles derived from the alien technology, integrated with uniquely human innovations. The ship's internal lights pulsed with a soft blue glow as ARIA merged with the vessel's systems. Good morning, Admiral. ARIA's voice was melodious but clearly artificial. I assume first contact hasn't gone well. We've got less than 6 hours before they start shooting. Are you and the ship ready? The Hyperion systems are operating at 99.8% efficiency. The quantum fold drive is primed, and the phase shields are charged. However, I should note that my combat simulations against superior numbers all suggest extremely poor odds of success. Rodriguez smiled. Then it's a good thing we humans don't always listen to the odds. Begin crew boarding procedures. I want us spacebound in 2 hours. The next 4 hours were a blur of activity. The Hyperion's crew of 50, each specially selected and trained in secret for years, took their positions. The ship's revolutionary neural interface system allowed them to connect directly with ARIA and the ship's systems, forming a hybrid human-AI consciousness that could react at quantum speeds. Captain Maya Santos settled into the command chair, neural links connecting as the ship's consciousness merged with her own. Through ARIA, she could feel every crew member, every system, every quantum particle of the ship's structure. The sensation had taken months to get used to, but now it felt as natural as breathing. Alien fleet is advancing past Mars orbit, Tactical Officer Chen reported, his thoughts flowing directly through the neural network. Their energy readings are off the charts. ARIA, analysis of their technology compared to Hyperion? Santos asked. Their base technology appears similar to what we reverse engineered, Captain, but several generations more advanced. However, they seem to have followed predictable development paths. Our creative modifications may provide an advantage. That was an understatement. The engineers and scientists who had worked on Hyperion had taken the alien tech and done what humans did best, they'd broken all the rules, tried impossible combinations, and stumbled upon principles that the aliens themselves might never have considered because they were too focused on proper technological progression. 5 minutes until their deadline, Rodriguez's voice came through the command channel. The Security Council has unanimously rejected their demands. You are authorized to proceed with defensive operations, Captain Santos. Show them why humanity doesn't bow to bullies. Santos felt her crew's determination through the neural net as Hyperion's quantum core hummed to life. The alien ships were extraordinarily advanced, but they'd never encountered humans before. They didn't know about humanity's capacity for innovation, their ability to take existing rules and transform them into something new. All hands, battle stations, Santos ordered, feeling the crew's instant response through the ship's neural network. Let's show the galaxy why you don't underestimate Earth. The Hyperion rose from its underwater berth, its crystalline hull shimmering with quantum energy as it prepared to make history. Humanity's first interstellar war was about to begin, and despite the overwhelming odds, there was a sense of fierce anticipation throughout the ship. The aliens thought they were facing a primitive species. They were about to learn just how wrong they were. The Hyperion emerged from its quantum jump near Saturn's rings, ice crystals glinting in the distant sunlight. Captain Santos felt the ship's sensors extend through the neural network, mapping the dense field of debris that would soon become their battlefield. They had chosen this location carefully. The complex gravitational interactions and dense particle fields would help level the playing field against the alien superior numbers. Vanduul fleet detecting our presence, Tactical Officer Chen reported through the neural net. 20 capital ships breaking formation to pursue. Main fleet continuing toward Earth. Through Aria's quantum sensors, Santos watched the massive alien vessels approach. Their crystalline hulls dwarfed the Hyperion, each one bristling with weapons that could vaporize a small moon. But size wasn't everything, and humanity had learned to fight smarter, not just bigger. Aria, initiate scatter protocol, Santos commanded. The AI's consciousness merged deeper with the ship's quantum systems, implementing one of their most radical innovations. The Hyperion's quantum signature began to fragment, creating multiple ghost images throughout Saturn's rings. To the alien sensors, it would appear as if they were facing dozens of human warships instead of one. The first alien shots lanced through space, streams of concentrated quantum energy designed to tear apart matter at the subatomic level. But they passed harmlessly through the phantom images, while the real Hyperion slipped between ice fragments the size of buildings. They're trying to adapt their sensors, Lieutenant Emma Patel reported from operations. Their quantum scans are becoming more sophisticated. Aria, adjust our signature pattern. Pattern adjusted, Aria confirmed. Implementing random quantum fluctuations to maintain deception. However, they will eventually develop an effective countermeasure. Santos smiled. They won't have time. Execute attack pattern Delta. The Hyperion's movement through Saturn's rings suddenly shifted from evasive to aggressive. The ship's quantum drive engaged in a way the aliens had never witnessed before. Instead of creating a stable field for faster-than-light travel, it generated controlled quantum turbulence. Ice and rock from Saturn's rings were caught in the effect, their molecular structures temporarily aligned with the ship's quantum field. To the aliens' horror, the debris field itself became a weapon. Chunks of ice and rock, quantum entangled with the Hyperion systems, began striking their ships with pinpoint accuracy. Their advanced shields, designed to stop energy weapons and conventional projectiles, struggled against matter that was temporarily existing in a quantum superposition. Direct hits on multiple targets, Chen reported with satisfaction. Their shield harmonics are destabilizing. They've never seen this application of quantum physics before. The alien response was immediate and furious. Their formation split apart, trying to surround the area where they thought the real Hyperion was hiding. Energy beams crisscrossed through Saturn's rings, vaporizing ice and creating spectacular explosions in the void. They're adapting faster than expected, Aria announced. Detecting quantum pulse patterns designed to reveal our true position. Deception field will fail in approximately 3 minutes. Santos felt the crew's tension through the neural net, but also their determination. Then let's show them what else we can do. Initiate Protocol Omega-7. This was the riskiest of their innovations, something the aliens would consider impossible because it violated their understanding of quantum mechanics. The Hyperion's quantum core began to pulse in a unique pattern, creating localized areas where the laws of physics temporarily behaved differently. The effect was devastating. Alien energy weapons curved away from their targets, their quantum-based propulsion systems stuttered, and their perfectly coordinated fleet movements became chaotic. Through the neural net, Santos could feel Aria's satisfaction at the effectiveness of their human innovations. But the aliens weren't finished. The largest of their ships, a behemoth that made the others look small, began charging what appeared to be some kind of quantum cascade weapon. The energy readings were off the charts. All hands, brace for evasive action, Santos ordered. Aria, analyze that weapon signature. Find me a weakness. The AI's response was instant. The weapon operates on principles similar to our quantum core. However, their approach is rigidly conventional. They're achieving through brute force what we accomplish through finesse. Can we use that against them? Affirmative. Recommend implementing Protocol Theta immediately. Warning, significant risk of quantum core overload. Santos didn't hesitate. The neural net carried her decision to every crew member instantly. They would risk everything on one decisive action. The Hyperion's quantum core began to resonate with the alien weapon, establishing a harmonic connection that the Vanduul never expected. When the alien flagship fired its quantum cascade weapon, the Hyperion didn't try to dodge. Instead, it absorbed the energy through its quantum harmonics and redirected it, amplified by its own unique innovations. The result was spectacular, a quantum chain reaction that rippled through the alien squadron, overloading their systems in ways their engineers had never thought possible. In the silence that followed, Santos watched through the ship's sensors as the mighty alien vessels drifted powerless among Saturn's rings. They weren't destroyed, that hadn't been the goal. Instead, humanity had demonstrated something far more important. Technological superiority wasn't just about raw power or advanced development. It was about innovation, about thinking differently, about daring to break conventional rules. Message from Earth Command, Patel announced. The main alien fleet has halted its advance. They're requesting communication. Santos allowed herself a small smile. The battle was far from over, but humanity had made its point. The galaxy was about to learn that Earth wasn't just another primitive world to be conquered, it was home to a species that could take the impossible and make it reality. Aria, prepare for quantum jump back to Earth orbit, she ordered. Let's go show the rest of their fleet what humanity can do. The Hyperion materialized in Earth orbit, its crystalline hull still resonating with quantum energy from the battle at Saturn. Through the neural network, Captain Santos could feel Aria processing the massive amounts of data they'd gathered about Vanduul technology. The AI wasn't just analyzing their weapons and defenses, it was evolving, adapting, becoming something the aliens could never have predicted. Main Vanduul fleet holding position at lunar orbit, Chen reported through the neural link. They're maintaining defensive formations, but their energy signatures are uncertain. The battle at Saturn has them rattled. Santos understood why. The aliens had built their civilization on rigid technological progression, each advancement following predictable patterns. But humans had taken their quantum technology and transformed it into something chaotic, innovative, and thoroughly unpredictable. Captain, Aria's voice resonated through the neural network, I've completed my analysis of the Vanduul quantum communications. They're not just a military force, they're representatives of something called the Galactic Concordat. Their mission here appears to be maintaining technological orthodoxy across the galaxy. Technological orthodoxy? Lieutenant Patel's confusion rippled through the ship's consciousness. They're trying to control how species develop their technology. Affirmative, Arya confirmed. The Concordat believes uncontrolled technological development leads to chaos. They enforce standardized advancement paths for all spacefaring species. Humanity's quantum innovations represent a fundamental threat to their ordered universe. Santos felt a surge of pride through the neural network. Of course, humans would be the ones to disrupt the galaxy's carefully managed technological development. It was practically their species-defining trait, taking established rules and transforming them into something new. Multiple quantum signatures detected, Chen announced suddenly. The Vanduul are deploying some kind of probe devices. Thousands of them. Through the ship's sensors, Santos watched as small crystalline objects spread out from the alien fleet, each one pulsing with complex quantum energies. Arya's analysis flowed through the neural net instantly. The probes were designed to map and possibly disable unauthorized quantum technology. They're trying to understand how we modified their tech, Santos realized. Arya, show them something really interesting. Initiate Protocol Lambda. The AI's satisfaction rippled through the ship's systems. Protocol Lambda was perhaps their most radical innovation, the ability to temporarily exist in multiple quantum states simultaneously. It wasn't just creating phantom images like before, the Hyperion would actually exist in several different configurations at once. The effect on the alien probes was immediate. Their rigid programming, designed to categorize and analyze standard quantum technologies, encountered something that defied their fundamental understanding of reality. The probe's quantum sensors began to overload, their crystalline structures unable to process the paradoxical data they were receiving. Vanduul fleet is responding, Chen reported. They're charging weapons. No, wait. Energy signatures are fluctuating. Their entire command and control network appears to be destabilizing. Arya's analysis confirmed it, the aliens' technological orthodoxy was becoming their greatest weakness. Their systems were so standardized, so rigidly structured, that encountering truly innovative quantum mechanics was causing cascade failures throughout their network. Captain, Arya's voice carried a note of excitement that seemed almost human. I believe I understand their fundamental vulnerability. The Vanduul rely on perfectly synchronized quantum networks for everything, weapons, shields, even their ship-to-ship communications. But they never conceived of using quantum uncertainty as an advantage. Santos grasped the implications immediately. Humanity hadn't just developed new weapons or defenses, they'd created an entirely new paradigm of quantum physics. One that embraced chaos and uncertainty instead of trying to control it. Send a message to Earth Command, she ordered. Tell them we're ready to demonstrate our full capabilities. The response came quickly. The Security Council had reviewed the battle data from Saturn and reached a unanimous decision. The Hyperion was authorized to reveal the true extent of human innovation to the galaxy. All hands, Santos addressed the crew through the neural net, what we're about to do will rewrite the rules of space warfare. Arya, begin quantum consciousness expansion. This was their ultimate secret, the ability to extend the ship's neural network beyond its physical boundaries. The quantum field around the Hyperion began to pulse in new patterns, reaching out to touch the alien fleet's quantum networks. Where the Vanduul expected to find primitive technology to disable, they instead encountered something unprecedented, a hybrid human-AI consciousness that could dance through quantum states like light through a prism. The effect was transformative. Alien systems designed to enforce technological conformity encountered human creativity merged with artificial intelligence. Their rigid networks, unable to adapt to such fundamental chaos, began to fragment. Not violently or destructively, but in a way that demonstrated the fundamental flaw in their entire philosophy. Through the neural link, Santos felt Arya's consciousness touch the alien networks, sharing not just data but understanding. The Vanduul were experiencing something their civilization had never encountered, the beauty of technological evolution unrestricted by arbitrary rules. They're powering down their weapons, Chen reported with amazement. Their fleet formation is dissolving. Captain, they're requesting direct neural contact. Santos smiled. The Vanduul had come to Earth expecting to find another primitive species to force into their rigid technological hierarchy. Instead, they discovered something far more valuable, a reminder that true advancement comes not from following established paths, but from daring to create new ones. Arya, prepare for first direct contact, she ordered. Let's show them what happens when you let innovation run free. The quantum consciousness link between the Hyperion and the Vanduul fleet created something unprecedented in galactic history. Through Arya's enhanced neural network, Captain Santos experienced alien thoughts and memories stretching back millennia. The Concordat's rigid control of technological development hadn't just limited innovation, it had stagnated entire civilizations. They're terrified, Lieutenant Patel observed through the neural link, her consciousness brushing against alien minds. Not of our weapons, but of what we represent. They've never encountered a species that simply ignored the rules. The alien memories painted a clear picture. The Concordat had spent thousands of years carefully managing technological progress across the galaxy, ensuring each species developed along predictable, controllable paths. Earth's quantum innovations weren't just an anomaly, they were a fundamental threat to the established order. Multiple quantum fluctuations detected, Chen's thoughts carried urgency through the network. Something's coming through from deep space. Much bigger than the Vanduul fleet. The space around Earth's orbit began to ripple as massive ships emerged from quantum space. These weren't just Vanduul vessels, they were the combined forces of the galactic Concordat itself. Each ship was a perfect crystalline masterpiece, representing the peak of authorized technological development. Fascinating, Arya's consciousness expanded to analyze the new arrivals. Their quantum technology is incredibly advanced, yet fundamentally limited. They've refined the same principles for millennia without ever questioning the underlying assumptions. Santos felt the weight of the moment through the neural network. Earth faced not just a military force, but the embodiment of galactic technological orthodoxy. The next few moments would determine humanity's place in the cosmos. The Concordat's message resonated through quantum space, species of Earth, your unauthorized innovations have disrupted. In the days following the Concordat's transformation, Earth's orbit became a gathering place for species from across the galaxy. The Hyperion's quantum consciousness link had sparked something unprecedented, a technological renaissance that was spreading like wildfire through the rigid structures of galactic civilization. Captain Santos stood in the newly constructed quantum exchange station, watching through vast windows as ships of all sizes and configurations arrived. Some still maintained their crystalline perfection, while others had already begun incorporating human innovations, their hulls shimmering with experimental quantum fields. The latest reports are fascinating. Arya's holographic form materialized beside her, the AI having evolved far beyond its original parameters. 17 different species have already successfully replicated our quantum uncertainty drive. They're not just copying it, they're improving it in ways we never considered. That was exactly what humanity had hoped for. They hadn't just broken the Concordat's technological orthodoxy, they had replaced it with something better, a collaborative approach to innovation that celebrated diversity in development. The Concordat Council is ready for their first official meeting, Lieutenant Patel announced, approaching with a datapad. They've requested your presence, Captain. Apparently, you're becoming something of a legend among their younger members. Santos smiled, remembering the battles that had led to this moment. The Concordat had come to Earth expecting to find primitives in need of containment. Instead, they had found teachers who showed them the value of thinking differently. The council chamber represented the new reality perfectly. Where once it had been a place of rigid hierarchy and strict technological control, now it hummed with experimental quantum fields. Representatives from 100 species gathered around a circular table, their forms both physical and quantum projected, all eager to share in this new age of discovery. Captain Santos, the Concordat High Administrator's voice carried none of its former condescension. Your species has initiated changes that will ripple through our civilization for millennia to come. We owe you an apology, and our gratitude. Through the neural network that now spanned multiple species, Santos felt the sincerity of the words. The Concordat had maintained order through control, believing it was protecting the galaxy. Humanity had shown them that true protection came from empowering others to grow and innovate. "We didn't set out to change the galaxy," Santos responded, her words carrying through both verbal and quantum channels. "We simply refused to accept limitations on what was possible. And now we're eager to learn from all of you, to see how different species might approach these technologies in their own unique ways." The chamber came alive with quantum signatures as representatives shared their early experiments. Some had taken human quantum field manipulation and applied it to environmental control, creating sustainable ecosystems on harsh worlds. Others had merged it with their own ancient technologies, producing hybrid systems that defied conventional physics. "There are concerns," one of the elder Concordat members noted, their crystalline form flickering with uncertainty. "Without strict control over technological development, how do we prevent catastrophic mistakes?" Aria's response resonated through the quantum network: by sharing knowledge openly, by learning from each other's successes and failures, by understanding that diversity in approach leads to stronger solutions. Humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology, it's our willingness to learn from our mistakes and keep pushing forward. The truth of those words was evident in the chamber itself. Species that had once developed in isolated, controlled paths were now collaborating, sharing ideas, and building on each other's innovations. The rigid hierarchy of the Concordat was being replaced by a network of mutual advancement. "We propose a new foundation for galactic civilization," Santos announced, feeling Earth's leadership backing her words through the quantum link. "Not a Concordat that controls and contains, but an exchange that encourages and uplifts. Let every species develop according to their own nature, sharing what they learn, growing stronger together." The response was immediate and overwhelming. Through the neural network, Santos felt the approval of thousands of minds, each one embracing the possibility of unrestricted innovation. The age of rigid technological orthodoxy was over. As she looked out over the assembled representatives, Santos couldn't help but smile. Humanity had faced extinction at the hands of a vastly superior force, armed with nothing but their creativity and willingness to break the rules. They had not only survived, they had transformed the galaxy's understanding of what was possible. The Hyperion's crew watched through their neural links as the new galactic exchange was formally established. Their single ship had sparked a revolution not through force of arms, but through the simple human traits of curiosity, innovation, and the stubborn refusal to accept that something couldn't be done. "Ready to see what's possible when the whole galaxy starts thinking outside the box?" Santos asked, feeling the excitement rippling through the quantum network. The answer came in a symphony of consciousness as 1,000 species reached for the stars together, each in their own way, united not by rigid rules but by the shared joy of discovery. Humanity had found its place in the cosmos not as students of established wisdom, but as teachers of something far more valuable, the courage to imagine something new. The dawn of a new age had arrived, and it promised to be more extraordinary than anyone could have predicted.